At startup, you will need to perform the initial setup of the level transmitters. To begin, you will need the software for the level transmitters. If the transmitter is the Endress-Hauser Micropilot FM20, you can set the transmitter using the Endress-Hauser Smart Blue app on a smartphone or tablet. To access the transmitter using the app, you will need the transmitter's serial number. This is printed on the side of the transmitter and can also be acquired by scanning the QR code on the side of the transmitter using the Endress-Hauser's Operations app. When connecting to the transmitter over Bluetooth, you will be asked for a login. The initial login is username admin and the password is the serial number of the transmitter. As soon as you have logged in, the app will recommend you change the password. We typically use the job number for the password to easily set it up for the next time. To complete setup, you will need measurements to set the minimum and maximum levels, as well as the span in the transmitter. The easiest way to accomplish this is to pick a level datum that is present both at the location of the transmitter as well as the tank wall. The bottom of the walkway works well for this. Using these measurements determines the distance from the process connection of the level transmitter to the bottom of the tank. This will be the minimum level. Then determine the distance from the bottom of the tank to the top of the tank wall. This is the maximum level. To set these into the level transmitter, click on the hamburger menu in the middle of the screen. Choose Setup, then Basic Setup. Set the units to your preferred measurement, feet or meters. Set the minimum level in the empty calibration parameter. Then set the distance determined for the maximum level in the maximum calibration parameter. Now that the basic level transmitter parameters have been set, you will need to enter a linearization table to measure the smaller measuring range needed for submerged effluent launder control. To do this, determine the number of feet from the minimum level set earlier and the lowest level of the measuring range. Then, determine the total span of the measuring range and add it to the lower level. These two values will be entered into the linearization table. To set up the linearization table, click on the hamburger menu in the center of the screen. Choose Setup, Advanced Setup, then Linearization Table. Set the distance unit to the same unit used in the basic setup. Set the unit after linearization to the desired units, inches in this case. In the table, leave line 1 at default of 0 and 0. In line 2, enter the minimum level of the measuring range. Then enter 0.001 in the volume in. In line 3, enter the minimum level of the measuring range plus the distance of the span. In the volume in column, enter the span. To activate the linear table, change the linearization type from None to Linearization Table. This should complete the setup for an Endress-Hauser Micropilot FMR20 for use with the SEL.